With Super Dragon Ball Heroes manga chapter number 6 on the horizon, we have ourselves an inside first look, a sneak peek as to what is to be expected in the upcoming Super Dragon Ball Heroes manga chapter that showcases Cumber battling against both DYSPO and Toppo in the promotional anime coming up later on in April for Super Dragon Ball Heroes Anime Episode 10. As once more, before we begin, if you guys are new to this channel and are a fan of anime and Dragon Ball, then don't forget to go ahead and smash that subscribe button and turn on all notifications to never miss a single upload. And if you guys are excited for more Super Dragon Ball Heroes and Dragon Ball Super as a whole, then be sure to go ahead and slap a big fat like down below if you guys are stoked for more Dragon Ball. Now, for the promotional anime, we do have lots of spoilers and pertains to what's going to be happening in the next episode in regards to Jiren versus Hearts and our heroes traveling to Universe 3. However, that video can be found down in the description box below. As for the upcoming manga chapter, in which you guys can see on screen, we see Hearts and the soldiers he has working for him basically having to prepare themselves and having to battle in a particular universe that we've all come to know known as Universe 11. Now, as you guys can see on screen, we see how there's somewhat of a battle taking place on an unknown planet within Universe 11, in which shockwaves can be felt all throughout the planet as we see Merge Zamasu, Orin, Hearts, and Cumber having to speak to two individuals, and those individuals happen to be DYSPO and Toppo. Now, the reason why Hearts is here is because he's here to let DYSPO and Toppo know that they are here specifically only for Jiren. Now, of course, based on the previous manga chapter, Hearts had learned through Hit that Jiren is the strongest in the multiverse, and for them to gather more universal energy in furthering their plan, they want to go ahead and take that from Jiren, considering that he is indeed the strongest mortal. Now, as Hearts demands to know where Jiren is, both DYSPO and Toppo refuse to speak. As a matter of fact, Toppo actually angers Hearts, as later on we get to see how there is an exchange of words between Hearts and Toppo that eventually leads to Cumber having to battle against Toppo first. Now, of course, bear in mind this is Super Saiyan 3 Cumber, not at full power, but just base Super Saiyan 3 Cumber. And as of course their first exchange, we clearly see how Cumber punches Toppo so hard that it sends Toppo flying out in the distance. In fact, Toppo is still holding his ground, but not by much. So of course Toppo is now beginning to understand the depth and power that Cumber possesses, and in fact begins to fall back on this one. However, the same cannot be said for DYSPO, as DYSPO attempts to blindside Cumber in using his lightspeed technique instead. As DYSPO attempts to hit Cumber, Cumber actually grabs on to DYSPO's foot as he throws him to the wayside, with Toppo having to step in and catching him. Now, at this point, Hearts and his men don't seem impressed by the Pride Troopers. As DYSPO acknowledges the depth and power of Cumber, he goes on to smile at him before later on we get to see how Toppo and DYSPO are beginning to get very, very nervous about this, because they know that Cumber is no ordinary person. In fact, the next image having to be shown here, we get to see how DYSPO engages against Orin. Now, in some way, shape, or form, we are going to see Orin versus DYSPO at some given point in time, with DYSPO having to use his speed to his advantage against Orin. However, in the next image having to be shown here, it looks like despite how fast DYSPO is, in some capacity, Orin is able to easily move out the way, encountering DYSPO's attacks, which is not good for DYSPO considering the fact that he's not using his full power in going light speed, neither is Toppo in going full Hakaishin mode. So obviously the two are gauging Cumber and Orin right now, while Hearts falls back in trying to flush out Jiren by beating up his friends. Now, at some point we do know that Jiren will intervene in saving his friends, but for now Cumber and Orin are having their way against DYSPO and Toppo, which at some point, as Toppo and DYSPO begin to beg the question if Hearts can read their mind, out of nowhere Universe 7's Vegeta attempts to attack Hearts, as Hearts quickly moves out of the way, with Toppo and DYSPO having to quickly recognize Vegeta from the Tournament of Power. But it's because of this that Vegeta had no success in directly connecting any attack against Hearts, but instead Orin did what we saw in the anime, and that's take over Vegeta's body at a certain point in time, which in fact we do get to see the debut of Orin Vegeta in this manga, as DYSPO and Toppo are faced off against Merge Zamasu and Cumber. So yes, we are going to see Vegeta be possessed just as we've seen in the anime. However, by the end of the manga chapter, we do see how Ultra Instinct Omen Goku, who in fact is still rocking the Grand Priest's outfit, at some point will in fact intervene in his attempts of saving DYSPO, Toppo, and Vegeta. Vegeta from Hearts, Cumber, Kamen, Orin, and of course Merge Zamasu. So it does look like this is going to be following the anime at some capacity, except the only differences here is that we're jumping straight into seeing Toppo and DYSPO versus Cumber first, before having Jiren be involved in saving them from the evil Saiyan alongside Hearts and Merge Zamasu. But also, at some given point, we are going to see and have the full translations to this manga chapter coming up, so make sure you guys go ahead and punch that subscribe button and turn on all notifications to never miss a single upload for that, because this is going to directly tie in for the upcoming manga chapter that directly ties into Super Dragon Ball Heroes, which again is not only directly tied into the manga itself but also the anime. So interesting things going on here between both parties. But again, I want to get your thoughts in the comment section below. What are your thoughts on seeing Cumber body DYSPO and Toppo first before having to fight Jiren? Are we going to get to see God of Destruction Toppo and Lightspeed DYSPO against Cumber and Merge Zamasu? I do think that by the end of it, Goku is going to intervene in saving them, and if not Goku, then definitely Jiren. So I want to get your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you all so much for watching, everybody. Once more, if you guys are new, hit that subscribe button, slap a like down below if you guys are stoked, ready, and excited for more Dragon Ball content. And again, huge shout outs to DBS Chronicles over on Twitter for providing these pages for all of us. And again, I do want to go ahead and let you guys know, if you guys are not following me on Twitter, follow me at Twitter at UnrealEntGaming. Thank you all so much for watching, guys. Once more, tune back in for more. I have some juicy stuff coming up, so you guys might not want to go ahead and miss out. Tune back in for more, and I'll be seeing you all down in the comment section below. Have a great day, everybody. Peace.
This is the Galactic Emperor of the Universe, and of course I'm here to tell you to subscribe to UnrealEntGaming and all his social media platforms. Also, don't forget to turn on notifications so you can be the first to know every time that he uploads a new video.
Oh, did someone say UnrealEntGaming? Oh my god.
The fuck, someone? Put on some clothes!
Well, why don't you put on any clothes?
What? I don't need clothes. Jesus Christ, that's huge!